Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Monday, June 26th, I guess it is. I was just thinking as that music was playing, the first time we went live with a show, like with a YouTube show, and how incredibly nervous I was because it was kind of like the first time I was like showing my face. And Dennis, you weren't even doing it yet at the time.
No, I wasn't.
And
I was shy.
and it was just such a weird time, and I don't know. Oh, look, nice muzzle.
Well, for the wedding.
For the wedding, yes.
For the wedding. You got class tonight.
And just it was just kind of weird, just thinking back, harkening back to hearkening to what that was like, and it was just kind of weird. So I want to just say a couple of things first before we get started with the show. As I was just talking about with the boys, hopefully John will be joining us. I have no idea where he is. But it was an interesting show in that it was really one of those rare occasions where Howard spoke to us about something that actually happened, like with real people and with stuff that. What, Dan? What? Let me finish. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, no, and it's not just he talked about stuff with real people and real things. It actually went on for a long time. That's the other part that's very odd and different than every other show, because usually he talks about real things, but it's like 10 minutes. This was like an hour.
Well, it's 10 minutes, but also with no context, no words, no people's names, no anything. And hello, Jonathan.
You talk about him euphemizing around Allison and...
Not yet. We were just talking about how this was one of those rare times that he actually... spoke.
So many names are deleted. I mean, there's so many. You don't know anybody that was there. You know some of the base, even his own Lou and... Are we on right now?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I thought we were...
Actually, we're not. Go ahead. What were you saying?
We're not on yet. No, we're not on at all.
No, we're not on. Go.
Please
Keep
continue.
going. Just let it roll, man. Just
I'm
let
sorry.
it roll.
I'm sorry. I thought you would, because it's 6:02 Pacific time on my VPN. I'm sorry about that.
Yes, we start at 9 nowadays. We're trying to give. Oh my God, Josh Foster, thank you for even noticing it. I got this from the owner, I don't know, years ago, and I just got a hold of it. By the way, Lucy Richards in the chat is absolutely in fuego tonight. I'm not sure what's going on there, but if you want
can't
to,
stop her, you can only hope to contain her.
go back to the beginning of the chat and just read it so that you may appreciate how out of control. Okay.
Lucy Richards, you're an imp like the great Gazoo. Hello, dum dum.
Hello, dum dum.
Kevin,
So yeah. Okay, so what we're gonna do tonight is we got lots of clips to go through. However, as we were just talking about before the show went live, I'm pretty positive that we already have a copyright strike coming our way.
I was thinking that
It's already
too before you went
But
on.
before we even start,
By the
matter of
way-
fact, I'm shocked it's live.
Welcome, Howard's people.
Yes, welcome.
We hope you participated in the chat.
Hi, Jason. Hi,
And
JD.
Hi,
think
How you
hi
about-
doing?
Dallas Comedies.
And when we're done, make sure you call your parents and tell them what a sellout you are.
But we would like a super chat. If throw us a
Yes,
few
please,
bucks.
please, come on. If you're gonna take us down,
take it down anyway.
take us a dollar. Give us a
Jeremy,
dollar.
Jeremy, you're correct in a nutshell. I have to admit that today's show reminded me of back in the day how you actually looked forward to the show on Mondays because there were good stories. Okay, so not that the
Not
stories
these.
were so great, but we did get a couple of really interesting tidbits on Howard, and it was just kind of curious more than anything else. It's not like he talked about Ashley that much or her husband or the family.
Monique, did she say his proper name?
Whose proper name?
Adam Weinstein's full name? Or Adam,
No.
just Adam? Did he even just say
Adam.
Adam?
He
God,
called
he's
him
so
Adam.
weird. He's so effing weird.
No,
He
my
won't even
son-in-law.
say his Oh, you
this
got
is-
us. We'll never find out who that is. Wayne
My
Siegel.
Yeah. So yeah, listen to me. Everybody out there, we're not here to go and talk about Adam at all. He has nothing to do with our conversations about Howard or Beth or anything like that. He's a completely
Amen.
private citizen. The fact that John has that picture is like, yep, like you might want to change that out.
Praise
But yeah,
Jesus.
That's his rapper name, Monique, at the
yeah.
dealership.
But this is just a
Mazel to him.
really interesting story about Howard's time at this wedding. That's all. Okay. So
Hey,
starting.
remember what Beth said to Ed Bradley? It's all about Howard, Ed. It's all about Howard.
Oh my God, I have to tell you, there were so many moments in today's show that just kind of floored me in terms of how difficult it must be to get this veal chop out the door.
Yeah.
And how difficult it is to handle his constant barrage of complaints. He is just a gigantic man-child, a gigantic
Unnecessarily
baby.
too. And when you see the
You know what?
suit, it's like I remember walking around Midtown Manhattan in the height of when I lived in the city, and I never once said, "That's a great suit on that guy. I love that suit. Oh my God, look at that suit standing apart from when downtown on Wall Street.
No.
They all look the same.
you-
They're all the same. Like you said with cats, Monique, they all look the same.
All the same. Yeah. What, Xavier?
No, it's just like calling him a man-child implies like jolly and jovial or something like that. He is just
Yeah,
an
like
old,
it's
decrepit,
some young spirit.
dependent, old man. That's all he is.
But a cantankerous, cranky,
absolutely.
gigantic pain in the ass old
see,
man.
Traditionally, the father of the groom, he is just on the
Father of the
wedding
bride.
day, he is making sure everything is, all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed, so that his child can have this blissful event. Instead, he seems to just be this.
It's all
Look
about
at
him.
me. Look at me. What about me?
You know, I've been to a couple of weddings over the course of the last 2 years or so, and 5 years, let's even go with, where the father is just so overwrought with emotion and love for their child and no thought about themselves at all. This is all about my baby.
Yep.
And I don't think that he can find it in his, maybe this is the most emotion we're going to get out of him. Maybe it is, maybe this is all he's got to give.
But he
No,
wants
you know
immense
what? You know what?
lionized praise
When-
for going to his
when
own
he
daughter's wedding.
Yes.
When
Yes.
he gets for real diagnosed with something like horrible, not rooting for that, but when it does happen, then you'll see emotion. Then he'll be about, oh,
Because
what
it's about him.
I should have. Oh, what if?
Because it's still
whatever.
about him.
He'll have literally a Mr. Scrooge moment.
You're still talking about him, though. It's him.
No, absolutely.
I did wrong.
No,
I
we're
did
talking about
bad.
just
I did
emotion,
this.
raw
I
emotion.
did that. Right? It'll still come back to him.
Absolutely.
Or to turn
No,
yourself
no,
into a
yeah.
professional victim in your own daughter's wedding, and somehow he could. That's if he has a superpower, that's it. To play victim in every
It's
situation.
not even victimization. It's really
it's-
the neediness of having things
attention whore.
taken care. No, it's having things taken care of for him. He can't physically or emotionally take care of himself. This is what I'm learning.
Yeah, but
He absolutely.
you're
You
talking
have to,
about different-
Xavier. You have to listen to the clips before you make another
he
Okay,
conversation
okay,
about it because you got to
fair
hear.
enough. Fair enough.
He is King Baby. I mean that term from him is spot on as it can be, because during the clips you will
Yeah, but
hear what a
baby
King
doesn't have a
sounds
conscious
like.
choice to be a baby. This
Oh
guy
yes,
does.
absolutely.
Yeah,
That's why he's a
I'm not-
man-child.
I'm not,
This
and I'm
is
not
why
arguing
he's-
with you guys. I totally agree what you're saying.
Yeah.
But this guy's like that next level to that.
Yeah, no shit. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about
Let's
today.
start off. We didn't
However,
have the
first,
opening, right?
let's just start with the most bizarre opening and why they had a tribute to Michael Winslow. And so I don't know, you know who he is. He's the guy who makes all those noises. But for some reason, they had him do the opening. I just played a little bit of it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, it's the 80s. They want Michael Winslow back. They've been begging for him.
Oh, Monique, he's not alone. We spent 4 hours on Leslie Easterbrook yesterday on the Depening. He was in a private resort.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
All right, so here's the opening music. Here we go.
Okay, I think we're good.
So you need to know that Michael Winslow apparently did every single portion of what we heard.
Yeah.
The backbeat, the noise, the voice, the
Guitars, the
beat,
synthesizer,
everything.
the synth, as
synth.
Howard called it.
He did the synth.
That tells you what a hack Rob Zombie is. That somebody with a voice can just do everything he can do
Exactly.
without a studio. I like Winslow's better.
It was pretty bad,
Much
though.
better rock star.
No, it wasn't bad. It was impressive for what it is, but it holds no meaning to anyone.
Right.
Nobody knows who Michael Winslow is. Nobody cares. This is something that, sure, you could do it with your voice, but any 6-year-old can do it now with their computer.
So it's like doing a $20,000 paint job on a Chevy Chevette.
This is exactly right.
You really can't make that pig any better.
This is like putting Patron Gold into a margarita. I mean, it's really, it just makes no sense and nobody cares. Okay, so he went on about Michael Winslow for maybe about 20 minutes or so, and you're like, oh my God, where's this going? Why are we even talking about him? But there is no knowledge for why they talked about him. None at all. So we get to the wedding. So I said on the listening thread this morning, I don't care unless somebody drops dead on the show live. All we are talking about tonight is the wedding.
That's
so
fine.
I know you take me into a couple of different things, and maybe we can talk about that at the tail end of the show, Dennis, if you feel like it. But we are all wedding all the time now.
All wedding.
And
Did you get my insider trading link emails over the weekend?
Yeah, I did. And we'll come back to
though.
that.
They're interesting as
They
hell.
are interesting.
Yeah.
I went right into that. Okay, so let's give you a little detail that we know. So the wedding was, yes, Coach, the wedding was on Saturday, and the rehearsal dinner was on Friday, and then there was a brunch on Sunday. So it was a 3-day event wherein Howard needed to prepare weeks ago, obviously, by not seeing anybody, by being in lockdown. We find out that he had to rent a Sprinter. We'll go into that momentarily.
I couldn't stop saying it.
He couldn't stop talking about it. He must have gotten it for free, because
Of
there's just
course.
no way. There's just no way that any. But actually, he didn't talk about the company. But we will get into that because I have some screenshots of stuff about that as well. So let's just start the opening parade into what they talked about. Here we go.
I can't stop drinking water this morning. My youngest daughter, Ashley, got married to Adam over the weekend. It was 3 days. It was Friday night was rehearsal dinner. Saturday night was the actual wedding. Sunday there was a brunch at Adam's grandma's house. I think it was her house. I don't know where I was.
You don't know where you were.
No. So I'm so dehydrated. I have been sequestered for 3 years, really. I haven't been around a lot of people.
Right.
Rich,
And
famous
so,
people.
my daughter got married. She had 230 people Saturday night.
Wow.
It was a big wedding.
So, Robin's all in on just all the discussion about this wedding. She's thrilled. But it was curious that, kind of at the tail end, talking about Robin being at the wedding and the fact that Howard said Robin couldn't make it, which makes me believe he did invite her, and she just, we don't know what's
I
going
don't
on.
know if I believe that.
He did say that to her, and she said, yeah, I know. So there's no reason to say it at all if it's not true. But we'll listen to it. We'll listen to it, and then we'll talk about it at the tail end of it.
Let's
Yeah.
also parse 230 people.
Yeah, well,
230 people. But the thing is, he said there wasn't any family there.
How many Gentiles, Monique?
well,
None.
he basically
None.
said that
Beth.
there was very little family because they have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
And listen, you know what? That's okay. It's her wedding.
No
Like,
way.
it's her
someone had to
wedding, I
serve the
guess, but
drinks.
Yeah.
And if they have like a big social, network and whatever, he only had one table of people. But I do want to talk about that as well because
Yeah, 'cause that's
we'll
also
find
very
out who was at
interesting
the.
and curious.
Yes. So there's a lot to go through. So this is just the build up to it. So just, work with me here, people.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay? Just work with me. Here we go.
You act like you were in the desert.
I am
You were
so
just with
wiped out.
people.
I go to bed at 8 o'clock almost every night of my life.
Yeah.
If we have people over, maybe 9, maybe 10 o'clock, never later. And I just can't do it anymore. But, for my daughter, what am I going to do? Friday night, I don't know. I got into bed around midnight. But Saturday night, I didn't get into bed till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And, oh, my God. I'm like frazzled.
For all his bitching and all his moaning and all that stuff, the bottom line is it's your daughter's wedding. You do whatever you need to do. You stay up as late as you need to stay. You give your speech. You do your stupid stuff. You eat. You dance. You actually pretend to be a normal human being just for one friggin' night, one weekend of your life. Is it that much to ask?
He's
Actually,
nothing stopping
it
him
is.
from getting the circadian rhythm right, for getting all the rest he needs. There's nothing in the way. He can take 4-hour naps after he gets up, but there's nothing he can do.
Nothing.
Yeah, and it's not like, and the thing is, I hate that this goes further into that fake friggin' work ethic.
Yeah, I
'Cause
hate
he
that too.
expands that later, where he literally makes it like, look, I have to get up early. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You didn't have to get up early on Thursday. You didn't have to get up early on Friday. You didn't have to get up early on Saturday. I mean, honestly, you could have slept till noon on Saturday. You live in a giant mansion. You can make the room as pitch black as humanly possible.
And they stayed in a hotel by the wedding, so they were literally 15 minutes, not even 10 minutes away.
Except Friday, he went back home Friday for some insane reason and stayed. The way it sounded like he drove for the wedding from his house.
Oh, see, I didn't get that. I think he drove. I think he drove for the rehearsal dinner.
No, then he went back home, and then he went back to stay at the hotel for the wedding, which is really weird.
I don't know enough.
Yeah,
John O'Reilly, you're coming out with some pretty places that it might have been at Oheka Castle, although I think that's a little further out.
He's
Huntington
a walking
Steakhouse.
Zaggett's guide, Monique, for restaurants on Long Island. He really is. You should have seen him during the Depth Trial. He knows every restaurant from Fairfax, Virginia to Manhasset, Long Island, to Queens.
We don't, just so you guys know, we don't know where the wedding was. We know that it was in Long Island. We know that it was in Nassau County, but that's all we've got.
I'm guessing Little Israel, Roslyn, or Old Westbury, where they used to live.
Oh, we were talking about it, that it was
Yeah.
somewhere in the Garden City, Roslyn, Port Washington area, for sure.
Well, that deal where he said he said the shit where I got lost in Garden City. Somehow Howard, who's lived his whole life in the tri-state area, in and around, doesn't know. By the way, Dominic lives in Garden City. I think they made a left and went south instead of gone north and made a right, and he ended up in Garden City and was actually exactly north of that, probably like in Old Westbury. That's what I think he did. If that's true, and I don't believe anything he said.
If that's true. Let me finish the clip.
What did you do to prepare? Did you nap in the afternoon?
It was like a military operation, and it was like, and that's what I mean. It was a whole weekend, and you want to be present for your daughter, so I had it all mapped out, like starting like Friday. Yeah, I've been trying to take a nap and sleep late, and the whole thing, because I know it's going to be brutal.
So,
Wow.
yeah, this is.
So after a 12-hour shift at the plant on Friday, he had to go to the dinner.
Yes.
So that's why he's so tired. He's there. He's there making making steel rails, and he's exhausted.
Exactly.
Spacely sprockets, Dennis. You got to get your ship in spacely sprockets.
Yeah, life is a chore for him, Abrazo. It's very true. Life is a chore.
Jesus.
Okay, so an underlying theme and something that you hear throughout this entirety of this conversation is the fact that Howard packed like shit for this wedding. And so it was just a tendril that it was like a
Tendrils.
it was actually like a string on your cashmere sweater that you just keep pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling, because it was never ending until we finally get to the fact that Howard is such a veal that he can't even pack for himself. No. And what he did pack was so incredibly inappropriate for the events that it's actually kind of pathetic, and it makes you wonder whether he might actually be losing it a little bit or not.
No. I have an idea on this.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go on. So let's talk about Howard and packing like crap, and then we'll come back to it when Beth gives us like the details.
I'm sorry, Monique.
Okay, he's bar and grill.
Okay, he's that's so funny. Wantop. Fucking Sunrise Highway.
All right, here we go.
And I had to pack because I'm staying in a hotel Saturday, and I'm like, and I packed all the wrong shit, and Beth was angry.
Okay, you're right, because he said he's staying in a hotel on Saturday, not on Friday. So it's
But why would you? I don't understand that. Why wouldn't you stay there Friday? The rehearsal dinner's Friday night. Wouldn't you just stay there?
Pretty sure Beth did.
Oh,
And
Beth. Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely. It did.
so once
The machine that has the special tools for the wigs is only at his house.
it's only at the house.
It's like have you ever tried working on an Audi engine? You know, everything has to be like that proprietary tools. So they didn't have
about to say-
the
yeah, it's about the
necessary
same level as
proprietary
Winslow.
wig maker. Yes,
you
To adjust
kid,
that
X,
wig.
you kid. It's all about the vanity. I don't think you're wrong on that. I think that's definitely something to do with it.
Yeah,
Don't
100%
ever
had to do with
estimate
his
his
hair.
vanity and the hair.
yeah.
You can hear the
Yeah, I'll
like
go
that.
with you on this.
It's like that machine they had in Empire Strikes Back for Darth Vader's
Oh,
helmet.
Vader?
That
Yeah.
They only have that at Castle Wig Skull.
Smoke comes out as he places it on his head.
Your dad's gonna be late. He's gotta get his hair system ready.
Well, you know what? There might be something to that. Let's
But
continue.
look at that.
Let's continue.
I know, right? That's the end result.
I have bigger pictures. Let's continue.
with me because I
That's like
looked like a
General also
schlub at
came
the
out of
brunch.
Lightspeed too soon.
Oh,
I didn't realize. Well, it was the brunch was outdoors, and I packed like my cashmere sweater to wear outside. I started to sweat so bad
Like.
that I
don't you
had to
know
run
it's
in.
summer?
I mean, and then it was weird. Well, anyway, Saturday. Yeah, but it was cold up until the weather's been very weird here in New York. It hasn't been like typical summer weather.
That's
I thought I'd
true.
be fine. Oh my God. And then she didn't like the jeans that I picked out. And she said, I should have been with you when you picked out your outfit for Sunday. Don't ask.
Don't ask.
But
Okay. We won't listen.
Saturday,
We won't.
Beth took a separate car. She went to the hotel early, and I said, I have to stay home and nap. And I'm laying in bed trying to nap.
So
That laugh
let's go
bothers me
through this. So the rehearsal dinner was on Friday. They obviously went home. So now we did a little triangulation based on it being like, let's say, dead center of Nassau County, and to get to Nassau there in Nassau County from their home in the city would have taken an hour 27. To get from there to the Hamptons was like only an hour 10. So
Really?
it's fairly equidistant between the Hamptons and Nassau County and the city. So I guess they went home.
But so back to what he was wearing though. I figured it out because he has no idea how to dress like a normal human being. In that situation in early summer in New York, right? A man, if you're doing something not too formal, a polo shirt, right? Polo shirt, perfect for that kind of, perfect for mid-70s, perfect, and a nice pair of jeans. But he is incapable of wearing what normal men wear. He wears skater boys.
I would even dare say a nice, kind of like a plaid Burberry lightweight cotton button down that he
Oh,
can
he ain't
roll
wearing
up
that.
to the elbows and
Yeah.
wear with his jeans. But instead, he brought like a dirty cashmere sweater, jeans that he had to fold over. Okay, all right, let's talk about this.
He had a high water to them.
He had to fold over twice. So here, let's just.
Oh,
One?
I don't know. We might get kicked off YouTube.
No. Two. That's how loose they are on him. That he had to fold them over twice.
He didn't have a belt. That's right.
And he didn't have a belt. And so they had to be folded over twice. And the other sweater he bought is his classic waffle sweatshirt that he wears every single day. And the only other thing he had was the T-shirt he went to sleep in. So
I
like
just don't
that.
understand this.
Nobody understands. Nobody
With
understands.
two stylists, a 24-hour hairstylist, he still F's it up. He still can't dress himself with the most basic, and that's
He's
the best
had
thing
how
he-
long? How long to prepare for this? He couldn't have told
He's been talking
Ralph
about
years.
this for months and months and months and months.
He couldn't
and
tell
months.
Ralph or whoever, like, hey, pack me a couple of extra things in case. we
Well,
do something.
apparently there was a big issue with Ralph. I don't really have that on tape, but he's talking about, you won't let me in the house. How can I pack for you if you won't even let me in the house
He like
anymore?
ushered him out of the house allegedly.
Yes.
But I mean, the thing is, it's like any normal human man would know what to wear in late summer when you're going to be sitting outside in New York. You wear a nice button-down light
Any
shirt that you roll up, a
any
polo
man.
shirt, something.
I could have picked out 40 friggin' outfits for him. And, Beth's like, but, we have all those new Varvatos t-shirts for you. Chaka Khan, thank you so much. John Varvatos doesn't make a summer wedding collection.
He's very much
John
in this.
Varvatos doesn't do anything anymore because he had to file Chapter 11.
Yes.
He doesn't even own it anymore. So it's kind of weird that they continually talk about John Varvatos as
I
being
don't
somebody who
understand
owns that place.
That's a weird placement.
Yeah, so apparently
John
the
Doe.
brunch was casual, but he still didn't wear anything that was appropriate. But we're going to talk about that because it comes
Let's
back
get to that,
around
because
again.
that is disturbing.
So it was interesting to find out that he walked Ashley down the aisle with Allison, which I loved. So I wanted to talk about that. So let's listen to this little clippage.
I know what it was. We were back, we were back in that room where all the bridesmaids and stuff, and everyone was lining us up because, me and my ex-wife are going to walk Ashley down the aisle.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
And I said to her, I turned to her, I said, and she looked beautiful in the veil and the whole thing, beautiful dress. I said, you don't need to put out on your wedding night. I'm just telling you that. And she goes, what do you mean? I go, you're going to have a late night. Don't pressure yourself into anything. You can wait. Even though they've been together for 4 years and they.
Okay, who says that to their daughter as they're walking her
Nobody.
down? Who
Creepy
doesn't say
An
you
emotionally
look
crippled
so
man.
beautiful? You are just such a.
The same
I'm
guy.
so proud that you are my daughter.
It's the same guy that went on vacation with the same daughter and was talking about men in their Speedos.
Penis
And-
cuntaladas.
Penis
Yeah.
colada.
Yeah.
Rupert Holmes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the same guy. It's the same guy. And I don't doubt he actually said that. I pretty much figure, he really did say that because he thinks it's funny.
He
He
thinks
has
it's
so
funny.
little human interaction. He doesn't know how to alter his repartee, even with his own daughter. He's so closed off from any, forced human, just general talk. He doesn't know how to act around his own daughter.
Did she thank him for that nose that she inherited?
Yeah, thank you.
Mike McGann says, you don't have to give him the brown eye, honey. I don't know why I found that so amusing.
I want to see Adam say to him, "Hey Howard, you remember what you used to say about Joan Rivers when Melissa would back the Brinks truck over her? That's gonna be you and me. That's gonna be you and me. Hopefully, I can't wait to back the Brinks truck over you."
Okay, so let's talk about the Sprinter van. Shane, hi. I haven't seen you in a while. It's nice to be able to give you money without dealing with. Oh, shut up. Jeez, Louise.
We told you how to take care of that. Come on.
Come on. We had a whole conversation about that, Shane. Jesus F. All right, so here we go. Sprinter. So apparently he rented a Sprinter to go to the wedding.
Look at
It was
that.
good. I
Jeez.
rented a Sprinter van. You know what those
What's
are?
that?
It's a big ass fucking van. It's like an RV for the wedding weekend. So I'd be comfortable because I had a lot of driving to do. And
Oh, he had a lot of driving to do, right?
You drove? No,
no,
somebody drove.
somebody drove me. But when I say I have a lot of Robin, please. When I say I had a lot of driving to do, I mean somebody else was driving, but I had to sit in a chair.
Oh my goodness.
In a way, I'd rather be driving. It's kind of boring, So
Yeah, what do you do? There's nothing to do when you're.
So he went into an entire conversation about, since I think he had the high top passenger Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, which of course I put in for week after next and
Which is 4th of
weekend.
July weekend.
No, I didn't do 4th of July weekend. I did
the
whatever's
week-
the next weekend.
Okay.
So yeah, so total rate for that was almost $3,000 to rent this for
So wait a
3
minute.
days.
I have a question on what about his prom limo? I don't understand this. Why is
He
he
apparently
renting
wanted the Sprinter because he wanted to be able to
stand up
To stand up.
and get dressed?
See how many
get
times he kind of over-explained, "I'm 6'5". When you have to say "I'm 6'5" 15 times like you did today, it means you're
You're
6'8".
6'9".
Yeah,
You're
you're
just
Dennis
6'9".
Rodman's height. You're right.
Yeah, he's a giant. And so then he started bitch and moan about the fact that since it's kind of high, you're not allowed on the southern or the northern state parkways with it because, parkways don't allow those high distance, those high type vans on there.
There's
So
no way
had-
he knew that on his own. That
No,
was told
none-
to him
none
by one of the
whatsoever.
team execs. I don't even think he knows those roads. I
his
honestly
driver-
don't think he.
His driver security friggin' said it to him.
Yes, they kept saying it over and over in the car to him, guaranteed.
First of all, he didn't know what a Sprinter van was before last week.
No, he just found out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah,
said to him, you know what? I got a great idea. Let's rent a Sprinter van. You
If
know, and then
anybody's
you'll be
curious, they're
comfortable.
basically the same vans that Amazon uses to deliver.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Same, exactly the same model.
Yeah. So if anybody had a question of what they
What a
look like,
scam that is! $3,000 to rent that, Monique.
Well,
Why do
it's
you
decorated. It's all
Oh,
it's all done
God.
up on the inside. That's why.
Yeah, it's all jacked
It's all
up, and that
fancy.
they'll use that for like bachelor parties. They'll use that for like driving around where you want to be like really comfortable and not sitting like low to the ground. I don't know, but
They're
that
expensive too. They're
very
like $100,000 if you want to buy
very
one.
excited to let
Gotta
us
be
know
black.
about that.
It's gotta be black.
So then, I don't want to show the pictures from the wedding yet, but he did jump into talking about what he ate for brunch. He was so excited that he actually ate food. He was thrilled that this was something that he had done. So let's listen to a little bit of that.
But you know what? We didn't get out of the wedding Saturday night till midnight, and then I had the brunch the next day that was close by, and I had to stay in a hotel.
All right.
And I even said to the kids, listen, we've already been, maybe I won't go to the brunch. Oh, you're going to the brunch, Dad. That's it.
You get in that, what is it, a striker van? And you come to that
Striker.
brunch.
Striker
Yeah, I
man.
was,
What a goon.
actually, the brunch was a lot of fun because
He's so
they
excited.
had some real good food. Adam's grandma had some good food. I mean,
She
They had-
catered that whole thing?
yep. They had a station with 2 chefs that made omelets.
Ooh,
Oh.
So I
Has
had
he
a
never
3-egg
experienced that
omelet. You
before?
put whatever
An
you want
omelet
in there.
bar?
Put
He's
some
getting excited over an
broccoli in
omelet
there.
bar?
Put tomato.
broccoli and tomato with cheese.
At the end, they melted some cheese on there. Fucking beautiful. Then that's all I was going to.
So cute. I don't think he's ever stayed at a hotel that offers breakfast. Like,
No.
I don't think this is part of his world to actually understand that. Like,
Did they have Captain Crunch for Beth?
exactly, Fruit Loops.
to eat because it's enough. But
Do you hear this?
they,
Is
you put whatever you want in there. Put some broccoli in there. Put tomato.
oh, excellent,
At the end, they melted some cheese on there.
excellent. Wow,
Fucking beautiful. Then that's all I was going to eat because it's enough.
that's
But
enough.
No.
They had a platter of blintzes out there.
Anybody here ever heard of Blintz?
Sure.
Love them. One of my favorites.
Delicious.
Great. It's one of
Cheese
the greatest
blintz
things ever. Cheese blintz.
Ever. So for anybody who doesn't know what a Blintz is, because
Raspberry
obviously,
cheese
'cause
blintz.
Beth didn't know what a Blintz was either. But basically, a Blintz is kind of like sweetened cottage cheese. Don't go, ugh, don't say anything, Xavier, your 5-year-old. It's basically like sweetened, like cottage cheese, maybe even with a little honey, and then it's rolled in like a little mini crepe, if you will.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like
And-
a crepe.
And so then a lot of times if you get the cheese one, you can have it with like a compote of like blueberries or raspberries on top of it. And then they serve it with a little sour cream. And it is truly excellent. It is a delicious, delicious thing, just so you know. All right, let me move on.
Like blintzes? You ever have a blintz?
Yeah. Yeah, of
You-
course
you
I've
have
had
that?
blintz.
Beth had never had a blintz, and she saw like the cheese blintz. She went, I got a blueberry blintz. What the fuck was that? Oh, it's pure jelly, that blintz. But man. Then they had some lox, and I put some lox on that
right.
plate.
Look at you.
He was so excited that he actually ate. He really
Okay.
is. He's just,
So I guess Beefus has never been to IHOP because IHOP serves blintzes. they literally serve blintzes at IHOP.
can I tell you my favorite thing at IHOP, which they don't serve anymore, I'm just realizing. But if you ask for it, they will give it to you, is Swedish pancakes with lingonberry sauce.
Oh, those
It's
are
off the
so
menu.
good. Late
It's
at
off
night,
the
one of the
menu.
best things you'd have when
Ugh,
you're feeling a little hungover.
The
Good stuff.
best. With the lingonberry butter. Oh my God. Oh, I would like
But
to
yeah,
have that.
so Beefus never been to International House of Pancakes
No.
or any of the Jewish person's house. Just literally just never doesn't know what a blintz
Dennis,
is.
she's from Pittsburgh. She thinks the Blintz is Mean Joe Great and Jack Lambert, Russian Brian Sipe.
She thinks,
Talk about
she thinks that's a
groin.
really she thinks it's a really bad snowstorm.
It's a blintz. It's blintzing outside. God, talk about shiksa. Holy mackerel.
one of Santa's reindeers.
IKEA meatballs. Gee, Canada.
All right, so here's some more food talk because that's what we're all about right now. Here we go.
So I said, I better tank up now.
Tank up. He said that
So
about 5
I
times.
grabbed I'm going to say 15 sushi rolls and shoved them on my little cocktail plate. And I did all this holding my water at the same time because I didn't want anyone taking my water or sipping my water or taking it away. I loaded up this plate, Robin, and then I just wolfed within 1 minute every bit of sushi there was because it was already 8:30. I hadn't eaten. So I wolfed it down. Have you and that rice expands in your belly.
Right.
And oh my God, I was so bloated. I was like, whoa, how am I going to eat the dinner? I want to eat the
Now it's
listen.
time to go to dinner,
You're
right?
Oh, it's so exciting. And this is just like the most
Didn't
thrilling
he
thing
used-
I've ever heard.
Didn't he used to give Gilbert shit for doing stuff like this?
Yes.
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 Remember he
Yes.
used to have marathon Yak Fest at Gilbert, he's so cheap. He did this at the restaurant. He did that at the
She's
restaurant.
So, Chaka
And
Khan's
here we
so
go.
right.
Chaka Khan's so
he's
right.
so right.
Anorexics love to
I was
talk
thinking
about
that too.
food.
And
Also,
the
they
thing
binge.
is,
Don't ask.
This is the before the wedding. This this is after the wedding. This
This is
is
after the wedding.
the little cocktail
It's
hour.
cocktail hour, yeah.
Yeah, and he's there eating like a gavone, just like shoving it down his throat. I mean, and the thing is, I mean, rice expands in your stomach. That's a new one. That's a new one on me. Literally, I've never felt bloated after eating sushi. I've
Well,
gone to all you
Dennis,
can
it's
eat.
all he eats. He had the fucking Richie Notar delivering him sushi to Lila Arcieri. He's acting like he's never eaten it before. That's all he eats
I'm
ever.
so confused
Well,
over this.
what
I
is
mean,
that? And Robin's going along with it like, yeah. She actually called him out a little bit after that. She goes, isn't that all you eat is sushi? You don't know there's rice in there? What? This is
So bloated. So
so
bloated.
bloated.
No, he was not masked, Farmer Justin, obviously.
No, nobody was, because well,
Okay.
Crazy Robin doesn't believe he's eating any. So she's doing the Seinfeld move where he, like with the mutton, where he puts it in the napkin and then hides it on the side. That I wouldn't put that past him either.
gavone.
Just picks out the little piece of fish so that
And-
he's like
yeah.
having sashimi and not like
Hides
actual
it.
sushi. Yeah, it's
A
horrible.
cloth napkin.
All right, so then we get an actual mention of the granddaughter, which didn't come from him, but came from Robin to start out with. And then, of course,
this was-
since the cat was out of the bag, then it's
Humana.
something we can talk about, right? So here we go.
And
did my
your,
part.
Your little granddaughter was
Oh,
a flower girl?
Yeah. Oh, my.
So she knows this obviously because she checked everything out on social media. So she was following the wedding on social media,
Their
which
own
is obviously
private
closed to
social-
all of us,
right,
but she
right.
was able to see that the little one was the flower girl. All right, here we go.
God, she's so cute.
You are not.
Unbelievable. So she's been practicing for she's 3 years old, so she was practicing for 3 years now, since she was born to be the flower
Since
girl.
she started that first
Yeah.
step.
Yeah. So she had the little basket with the petals. And she's show business. She was unafraid to go down the
All right.
yeah.
Do you
She
think
didn't
But anyway.
forget what she was doing. She did it all, huh?
Well, she was upset with herself because she did everything right except throw the petals. She didn't. So then she goes, "I'm going back down to throw the petals." Then everyone had to explain to her, "You can't go back down." I said,
Let her. Let the friggin' kid go back down and throw the petals. It's one of the rare, only cute and stupid, because everybody does it, things that you see at a wedding. Is that stupid little kid is
question is,
coming down the aisle,
this
completely
part-
inappropriately dressed in some stupid
Oh.
frilly thing that it hates.
Yes.
But,
will this part be edited out of the replay?
Yeah.
yes.
There was
a
Robin
good
brought
feeling.
up the granddaughter is twice. Radio Gaga reminds me, and it was Robin that brought her up both times.
Yeah,
Yes.
but then Beth also brought her up. So there's that. So
He's forced into acting like he doesn't care, but when he was brought up the proper name, he got all humana. When Beth did. Can I say your name?
All right, so here's more granddaughter talk. Here we go.
"I get. It's like I never ate before.
Yeah.
I'm not couth. I even at the wedding, my granddaughter wanted pasta, and when Deborah assigns me my daughter Deborah, that's the mother
Okay.
of my granddaughter, but whatever.
He's got an
Anyway, when
exposition
Deborah
in his-
The
Granddaughter?
mother of my granddaughter.
She's 38. He's got an exposition as kids.
Josh Foster, despite his complaints, it's not like there was an A-lister like Brad Pitt or Simon Rex there.
He's
So
such a
don't you
dick.
think he kind of gets
Simon
off
Rex.
Any
being the biggest
situation.
name?
Simon Rex was at John Hamm's wedding, Josh. I don't know if you knew that. Lauren Marie was talking about John Hamm.
He
before
would have
that.
killed to be at John Ham's
I
wedding,
know.
by the
If
way.
that was the same weekend, he wouldn't have went.
Yes, thank you,
I mean,
David. So how many lemmings called in to say, wait, you have a granddaughter for 3 years and never told us? What are we paying for?
I
It
know.
has been
3
mentioned,
years.
and it has
but never
been
by him.
Not by him.
never by
Never by
him,
him.
and fatefully by us in the
And-
last days
And
of the first
and it's
iteration
been
of Radio
cut out of
Gunk.
the replays too. Whenever
Yeah,
it's mentioned.
Let's
If you
see,
don't
it'll be
believe that
interesting.
takedown was legitimate with your story reporting on it, what you saw Beth do today, where she was terrified to say her
Terrified.
proper name, is absolutely verifies that that's absolutely why that got taken down. The channel
Radio
got taken down.
Gaga, what are you saying? Yes, he brought her up, but scrubbed it. Tell me what you're
Really?
talking about. I'd like to
did?
know
Oh my
exactly
God.
what was scrubbed.
Well, last time.
Oh, when Robin brought her name up months ago?
Yes,
Well,
when we-
just tell me, Radio Gaga, just tell me what you're actually talking about, like, specifically there. All right, let's move on with the clip.
Assigns me to get pasta for my granddaughter. I'm like, so I went over to one of the stations where they were serving pasta,
Pasta.
and it's a long line. And when people see me online, a lot of people get up to, they want to interact.
Was it buffet?
Sounds buffet to me. With stations. Sounds buffet with stations.
That's shocking.
Well, I don't know if this is the dinner or if this is brunch. I'm a little lost.
No, I don't
because
think this is brunch. I think this is the
So they had a buffet at dinner.
It's kind of surprising. I mean,
Ew.
it's a little gauche.
That's very well. Wearing a red dress and things go.
Oh well, that's
So Kive 96. One of the great add-ons today in the Mocketeering thread.
yes.
Said, he's going for a world record for saying because he
You know.
said
You know.
at least 100 times today.
Don't ask and you know.
You know.
Yes.
And don't ask. Actually, yeah, and don't ask. Between the two, between don't ask and oh my God,
You know.
painful.
It's his only crutch these
Yeah.
days.
Don't
All
ask.
right, still have this clip. Let's finish it.
Right.
I'm the life of the party. So I'm interacting and go, me online, a lot of people get up to, they want to interact.
Right.
I'm the life of the party. So
Sure you are.
I'm interacting and go, why am I online for pasta? Because what it is there's a pasta. Oh, it's my wife. Oh, hi, honey.
Oh, she can add
What
to
are-
her story.
Oh my God! She's here. We get to talk about everything now.
dizzy.
She's here.
I'm getting dizzy.
She's here. Yeah, she didn't get dizzy. Amazing. She was on for a half hour, and there was no
Lightheaded.
dizziness. I do want to cut to her wearing red because I really do want to talk about that. So, before she gets into like the how she packed and all that stuff, let's hear her conversation. Wait, let me.
Yes,
let me,
Mike
let me,
White. In other words, is right with it too. Yes, that's a good
In other
one.
words,
In other words.
yeah.
In other words.
In other words, he's an idiot.
Before
In
you
other
even said the
words.
first thought. In other words. In other words.
all right. Let me get a window up. Please hold. Give me 1 second here, you guys. I'm just trying to set something up for us. Share. Okay, I'm ready for us. So let's talk about wearing red first, and then we'll come back. Hang on. Here we go.
And I posted that picture of us, and everybody's like, "You're wearing red to a wedding." It was not red; it was orange. It was like tangerine color, summer color. It was
You look
pretty.
perfect.
But I guess the pictures it looked a little bit darker, but it was not. It definitely was not a red dress.
You approached it properly.
Beth reading her.
He let me
social
post
media,
a picture of us.
getting
I talked a
pummeled.
lot about.
Oh, I gotta go look.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta go look. Okay, let's look for you. Let's look for you, Robin.
So,
Scarlet and red.
All right, so
I-
I'm on my
can't be
Illustrator
that
right now
stupid.
so that we
Okay.
can actually talk about this. Okay, so
Rebel.
I wanted to be able to get as close as possible.
oh,
I am
Boy.
curious as to whether or not he was wearing a yarmulke because pretty much everybody there was. So I was kind of curious
it's
about
stuck on
that.
there with like double-sided tape.
So before we get into his atrocious
Barbados
costume,
yarmulkes.
I just do want to talk
look at
about
this
Beth really
mess.
quickly. And she's going to try and tell us that that dress was not red. Now, so what Eyedropper does on Illustrator is it allows you to use this as a tool to just eyedropper what the color is and then kind of come over here and tell you what the color is here Okay, and then we're going to come back to this, so bear with me a quick second. I can't share more screens at the same time, although I would absolutely love to.
Screen for you, Dennis.
But we're going to go over here. Let me share. Then we're going to go over here.
John O'Reilly, Beth's face is tighter than a trampoline.
Okay, and then we're gonna pick the color right here. We're gonna paste it and get info, and voila.
Yeah.
So this color is as red can be. This is
That's
the
pretty red.
reddest of the reds. There's no,
Excuse the
there's nothing else in here. This is as red is. Okay, you lying sack of shit.
But Mo,
Mo.
I think she's missing the point. It's irrelevant whether it was red or a variant of red. If that color can keep you safe in the woods while hunting, you probably shouldn't wear it to a wedding.
Of course, she
It's the
shouldn't be
whole
wearing it to the wedding. That's beside the point. She's trying to make excuses and say that this is
she
not
said it
red.
wasn't red, but she's missing the point that it's irrelevant whether it's red or like a couple of hues off of red. It's still a color that takes away from the
Of
groom,
course it
from
is.
the- from the
Of course it is. Of
And,
course it is.
You know, and I purposely put tangerine as my background today to show you how far off the red dress is.
Good job,
from
Dennis.
tangerine.
No wonder you're in Florida.
I mean, that is as far off.
She's
and
an
the thing is,
idiot.
wait,
She's
is it
an
appropriate
idiot.
to wear a tangerine dress to a wedding either?
Yeah, she's
no.
so stupid. She's such
No.
she's such a clown. She doesn't get that that's a color that you
You stick
Basic
out like
etiquette
a
says you shouldn't wear
sore
it to a wedding.
thumb. The bride wearing white is the only one
Yes.
who should be sticking out, not
Dark colors.
you.
Absolutely.
Dark colors.
And there she is again with her $18,000 necklace.
her
But she had
her
to whip
defense
to it.
is idiotic.
It just makes no sense
It's
whatsoever.
idiotic.
Yeah,
Affy,
it's just-
Affy's red. Yeah, you broads in your colors. That's what I was thinking.
And then let's
Loud
study
and obnoxious.
Howard. We're
Thank
going to
you.
come back to him, but let's study this disheveled mess of a man.
Yeah,
First off, this is, I don't care how many times you're going to tell me that he was fitted for this suit.
No, he
I
wasn't.
don't care what you say. If you wear, oh God, my sphincter is puckering with anger right now. It drives me absolutely insane that he has this shirt on that is loose at the neck like this, and that his tie is not properly done.
And that level of production that went into this basic bitch look, that
well, it's not even that. That shirt is a half size too big. At least a half size too big.
At least.
that's what
It needs to be
anorexics do,
up.
Dennis. That's what they have to have stuff too loose.
He honestly
feel
looks
skinny.
like he looks like a street person that found that in a dumpster
homeless
and threw
man.
it on.
This is not a well-fitted suit.
It's awful.
It's
When has he ever
ill-fitting.
not worn something that was two sizes too? He's always done that.
The only thing that's fitted on this for once is the sleeve with like a
Yeah.
nice little peek through of the shirt underneath
Looks
it.
nice.
That's
That
it,
looks
though.
nice. But the rest is a disheveled mess.
That's it.
I mean, the
The
tie
hair,
looks horrid.
the grizzled gruff on the face,
Yeah, well, it's too bad looking.
the tinted glasses indoors.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you guys, just
Left ear
everything
too.
about this
You know what he
offends
looks
me.
like? He looks like David Burns has stopped making sense, but with a different color suit.
It's horrible.
If anybody saw that,
Yes,
it's
it literally, it's the
horrible.
big suit.
with the
It's
gigantic,
the big
like,
suit.
yeah, the big suit.
But I mean, that shirt, that looks like he's wearing like
Stop
it looks like
making
when I
sense.
was a kid wearing my dad's shirt. That's how
Yeah.
bad that fits
It
him.
looks like like once in a while you hear a story of like a cop helping some fatherless kid get him to go to a job interview, and he puts his coat on him. That's what it looks
Yeah.
like.
Well, I will tell you, hold on. First off, a couple of things. Let's just go back because we have a few things to go through. But here's Beth at the last wedding, okay? Wearing
Wearing that
shocking
pink.
Barbie pink. Okay? Now look at the sea of people around her.
No
look
one's
at what
wearing
else
that.
is going on at this wedding. You tell me who sticks out like a sore damn thumb in
Rebel,
this thing.
rebel.
the shiksa in the
shiksa.
corner.
Of course, the shiksa.
Look at me.
I need
attention.
Look at Robin was at this wedding.
Yeah.
Sitting there all lumpy.
Oh, I thought that was a beanbag.
I swear to God, I thought it was a pile of coats.
It's
So
one of those
w-
love sacks.
We're going to go back to the collar because there's a couple of things to go through with this. So let's come back to it momentarily. Let's move on with a couple more comments. And let's talk about Beth not looking over what he packed.
RK
What?
attached the yarmulke with Gorilla Glue.
Hey, Jive Turkey, I honestly don't think he knows how to shave himself.
No,
I
he
honestly
doesn't.
think someone
Yeah, he
does
probably
that for him,
doesn't.
and it was probably a couple days where that person, whoever it is, wasn't there to do it for him. He doesn't know how
But
to
hey,
shave.
you know what? Since the Howard people are listening to us right now, Howard, now you know what color Beth is going to wear to your funeral.
Exactly. Should be wearing fuchsia to that. All right, here we go.
So-
Let's talk about packing because this is so much
the
fun.
packing.
All of this is so much fun. Here we go.
He's good at fudge. Oh.
About how I cut into the line.
Well, first of all, I don't know what you're talking about. I just been getting texts that you're talking about the wedding
I
and
am.
your bloated belly from sushi. Robin,
Yes. How was it?
Go
Beth?
ahead.
this
Yeah,
week
tell him, Beth.
it was like traveling and going to an event with a toddler.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And you know what?
Team
We're going
Beth
to
on
talk
this one.
throughout these clips because we don't want to get serious mad at us. But yes.
Oh,
Yes.
it's already too late.
See,
Wow.
if this
A
was
toddler.
if this was
God
prison,
damn.
that's Beth making Howard her bitch.
It's kind of.
She might as
Kind
well
of.
It is.
unload.
If
What's
this
he
was
going to
prison,
do to her? At this
You are
point?
now my
You might-
bitch.
I'm
might as
telling
well
you guys,
unload.
I'm seeing the signs of old age creeping in on him. I'm not even joking about this. I really
You
feel like
think?
that's what's happening.
Well,
yeah.
it's old
Was it?
age. Old age and isolation. Those two
Yeah.
things are a bad combination. It
It's
makes
a very
you like
bad
this.
combination. Yeah.
Well, you got to keep the
I told him-
synapses firing too in the brain. What is he doing exactly? Right? You just
Well,
completely
basically,
insulated
and
from-
you're sitting with another one who's essentially
Yeah.
a 7-year-old with
That's
fake tits that
your
you
only
can't
interaction.
even, what kind of conversations do you have with that? I mean,
You're just a lot. You're a lot.
I really don't think
You're
I'm a lot.
just a
I
piece
got-
of work.
Yeah, but I got my suit. Oh, I yelled at Ralph when I couldn't get my suspenders on for my tux too. I guess.
First of all, we left separately. So I realized as soon as I got in the car, I wanted to get to the hotel and get dressed. He wanted to stay and nap at the house.
Well, that was my plan.
So he got to use the Sprinter van, I guess, and then she gets to be driven by a whole separate person from the Hamptons into
Right.
let's go
in
in
like the X5 or
Garden
whatever,
City, whatever.
SUV
What's
they have now.
amazing is they can get through that dialogue without saying a proper town of any way, shape, or form.
No, there's nothing. You're not going to get anything out of this conversation except
Not
what we
even
can
It
find
doesn't
out
vaguely.
really
in it.
matter. I mean, it
It
doesn't
doesn't,
really
yeah.
matter where they had it.
Completely vague.
Even the East End, you're not even getting that. You're not even getting Nassau County, the East. You're getting none of that.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
And go to the venue in his tux, which was
Okay.
2 hours away. I didn't want to be in a gown for 2 hours. So I decided
Right.
to check in the hotel, take my gown, do my hair and makeup at my own pace, get ready, and go to the venue, which was 10 minutes away.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done that.
That was the biggest mistake I made because I didn't get to
Really?
look. I didn't look over what he had packed. I
Yeah.
didn't. He's
Why didn't you look over what I packed?
Oh my God. And so this is how the conversation goes, right? Okay. This is my favorite clip, though, and this is his gross clothing selections. So they didn't think apparently that they were going to make it to the brunch because, Beth was like, there's no way he's going to want to go to that. So apparently she didn't even think about what he would pack or what he would think of doing or whatever. So this is how this went. And I do love this clip, I must confess.
well.
Douche.
It's summer. It's the end of June. We woke
Yeah.
up. The sun is out. It's already 82 degrees, and it's a backyard brunch in the bright sunlight. He comes. I hear him complaining. I'm in the bathroom. He's in the hotel complaining, screaming. I forgot a belt.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing. You know what? But I blame this on you, and
He
I'll tell you
comes out
why.
of the bathroom.
I was going to leave the house at 4:00. You somehow
I
called
like
me
this is all my
and
fault.
told me to leave at 3, and I was in the middle of packing. I would have remembered about. Yeah, I didn't have a belt
He
for my
comes
jeans.
out of the bathroom, Robin, with his
Yes.
schlubby jeans, like the jeans that he had worn all week with stains and wrinkles.
Oh, my
But it's a,
not
but it's a,
crisp jeans, very.
yeah, but it
just,
said on the invite.
I hate
casual.
those jeans. I'm throwing them. I'm
No,
burning
you're not.
them.
Those are my favorite.
Wait, but Robin, he comes out of the bathroom complaining that he forgot a belt. He has them folded over twice.
Can you even?
No, a grown man, a
you,
grown
River.
ass man, rolling his pants over instead of calling down and going, "Hey, I need a 32 belt." I mean, literally that.
River
really?
tells us nothing was edited out, so he wanted
thank
us
you.
to hear this. This
This'll
was
be
the
a
bone
first.
that he threw at us before he goes on vacation.
Yep.
This is his one time of being real and truthful all year long, everybody. That's why he did it. That's why he's keeping it in. That's why he allowed her to come downstairs and talk about this. That's why. That's all we got. All right, listen. It's so gross. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
Like,
crazy.
you know what? I go, honey, I don't have a belt and my pants are falling off and I don't know what I'm going to
And
do.
I go, you brought those
So
jeans?
Beth says, like MacGyver, Beth goes, I'm going to take a shopping bag and I'm going to make rope out of the
No,
shopping
just
bag.
the tie from the.
He's such an idiot. So basically, there were probably like candles that were made of
Yeah.
rope on the shopping bag for the goodie bag that was in the hotel room. And she was going to take it apart and knot it together so that they could make a belt out of it.
Right on.
And so there's nobody else staying at that hotel that is part of this 230 person wedding that you're going to that you could have perhaps
Borrowed a
borrowed a
belt
belt
from?
from.
I'm befuddled over this. I mean, honestly, there are no stores anywhere nearby he can send one of his people to buy a belt.
Jeremy, that's how they dress scarecrows. Yes,
Yeah, no
that's
kidding.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, it actually described how you dress a scarecrow. You take the rope, rope, and you cinch the big pants around it, and
Just for all of you who are listening, this photo that's up right now, this is Beth at the brunch, which somebody screen capped, thankfully, on our website, but she actually took down. A lot of love this weekend, hashtag brunch dress. So this is what she wore to the
Stupid
brunch
hashtag.
with that hat.
with the hat, with the farmer's only hat.
With that hat, everybody.
I mean, it looks like a reject from
You
Farmer's
wore that
Oof.
hat.
Oof, look at that face, though.
I'm curious whether those are real earrings or not, because those are monsters. Jesus.
You think they're
Christ.
clip-ons? I think they're
Is
clip-ons.
that burlap?
It is burlap.
Isn't it? That's like the same thing that Jason makes his clothes from Friday 13th.
I literally have a hat like that I swear to God I would never wear outside of my house. I use it for gardening. It's
I
like-
recognize
that's
that
for
building in
gardening.
tree formation. That's Old Westbury. I know it is.
This
But
is
they
actually Garden City. We
They don't use tungsten
triangulated.
water seal.
We
But it's
triangulated that church. Just so you
It
know.
obviously did its makeup itself because it did Super Joker. I mean, Jack Nicholson had less makeup on in a Batman movie. I mean,
Well,
that-
let's
that
look
is
at the
frightening.
picture from rehearsal dinner night. So here's rehearsal dinner.
I see it's got cutlets in. It's got those cutlets in there to make it look like it has
It
boobies.
literally looks like a contestant from RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh, yes. A winner on RuPaul's Drag Race.
If someone told you that that's a dude from RuPaul's
Yes.
show, most people go, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, looks like it.
Yeah.
How about those Otis Thorpe hands she has throwing outlet passes up there? Look at those.
How about
Totally
the
flexing, too.
anorexia fuzz on
I
her
know.
arms?
flexing?
Ugh,
Like
He's
who
totally
has that fuzz
flexing.
anymore at that age?
Alyssa
Seriously.
Milano.
it does. And there's the the fakes over the
weird-
saggies.
the sternum.
The bracelet on the because she's so skinny that even like a normal human being's bracelet can
So that's
fit.
a normal like wrist bracelet, and it's up at its elbow.
Yes. And the
Wow.
only reason she has this picture here is so that she can show us her hip. That's why this
Absolutely.
picture exists.
Oh,
Don't you
Whoa.
think with
How much
Howard's
that bag?
anorexic state of mind, he loves that the pants are falling down. He loves that
Oh
the
my God,
pants
love.
don't fit. He loves that.
love.
how much is
That
that
looks like
stupid
fake
bag?
extensions.
That is a Chanel chain bag, so that's probably about $7,000.
Jesus Christ!
Is that all?
I couldn't
That's
find
more
the
than my
dress
first
though.
four cars.
She must be
Curiously
slumming
enough. Yeah, I couldn't find the dress, and I don't know why. I tried, and I didn't try
You
hard.
have to go into the cross-dresser catalogs.
I didn't try hard.
You can
But
find
yeah,
that
so
one.
that was rehearsal
And
dinner.
the caption, the absurd caption on that picture.
What is?
Oh, I don't know what the
caption?
caption is.
do you see?
How many butterflies do you see?
Really?
Let's see. 1, 2.
Just don't focus on the face.
Flea. Yes.
But seriously, that sternum is kind of disturbing, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. This concaveness going on.
Yeah,
here.
it's a
Yes,
weird.
yes, yes,
the,
It's all
the
sunken.
sternum plate. It's a bone. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, well, it does if you
It
know
does
this.
on that thing.
Yeah,
Oof.
here's the dress from the wedding in a different perspective so that you can see it.
What a horrible picture. It looks like
It's
it was
really-
taken on a flip
You-
phone.
Do you realize that like the picture, it's not even centered in the picture? Look how off-centered and badly it's
The
taken.
composition is atrocious.
Everything.
Well,
on
I'm curious why she would let this one go. You know, like
There's
why
a
this
lot of
would be.
artsy spiral staircase pictures, and she thought, oh, let's do one of those. And dude, it couldn't have
Yeah,
failed.
just slightly off center so you can
in the
see.
chat, yeah, it's way off center, like too much
No,
in the
they're
chat.
trying to be artsy, bro. They're trying to be artsy fartsy, and it's
Yeah.
they have
the
no idea what
chat,
they're doing.
What
They
does it
saw
say?
the picture
It's a
behind
horrible
me,
picture.
and they're like, "Oh my god, look how long Beth's arms are."
But not only that, but look at the resolution. If you pick
Oh, it looks
zoom on
terrible.
that thing, it's like
It's horrible.
like 20 by 20 pixels, man. Look at that, how horrible that is.
She falls down that staircase. She can
I
miss
mean-
5 Gary's father's funerals.
Oh my God, she can miss She can miss Robin's funeral next
yeah, the
year.
rest of the staff.
All right, let us continue. We got to continue. They're still on this clip. Here we go.
Goodie bag that was in the hotel, I took out and I was going to tie the 2 belt loops in the back together with the rope.
She was going to cinch me.
Oh,
She was
my
going to cinch me.
goodness.
It's like hobo chic.
Oh
And
my
then he
God.
would
Love
have had
that.
a
You love that.
gathered butt, right?
Yes.
But
Okay.
you know, you had
But-
to try something.
No, Robin, because the shirt that he packed was a thermal underwear, black, thick, chunky, long sleeve shirt that was it was super long, so it covered the cinched, baggy butt.
Okay.
But it was like 4 inches in thickness. It is the most it's like
my
in the
favorite
middle
shirt.
of winter you wear that
Yeah,
shirt because
yeah.
it's frigid outside.
I just thought it was going to be unusually cold.
But
That
not
day.
only that, it had cat hair. It stains on it.
I didn't realize.
He looked like
Yeah, it did look bad.
somebody off the streets.
You did.
You just looked
Yeah.
so not.
She should talk,
I was
man.
mortified.
You would think I was working in small market radio the way I was dressed.
Small market. You didn't have a job.
No, I would have looked like one of those people laid off from iHeartRadio.
Right.
You know, right. Yeah.
I was so mad at you, and I said, "What else do you have
wish.
packed?" And you go, "The T-shirt that I slept in." I go, "What else?" And you go, "Well, I do have a sweater that I packed. It's beautiful."
Yeah.
I go, "Okay, put it on." It was a black cashmere sweater. I didn't look him over. He just put it on. I'm like, okay, I know that sweater. Another winter sweater, cashmere, 85 degrees. Fine, let's just go. We wanted to see his mother beforehand, so we're rushing. And then we get out of the car in the bright sunlight. There's cat hair all over the
His mother, not my mother-in-law.
black sweater.
Yeah. Very
And-
true, Monique. Good catch.
A
Ooh,
huge
good
stick,
catch.
like
I didn't think of
sticky.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
There's like sticky.
I know. I
big
don't know what.
Stains.
You know what? The cat's jizz on me.
It was, honey. That was may have been worse than the thermal underwear top.
I know, but then you let me walk in with
So
that.
what were we gonna do?
I could have
So-
put.
Disgusting. Disgraziato.
Well,
Beth's better on the radio than he is now. She's better energy. She
So-
actually tells a better story than he does now.
They actually went out. They saw Ray, and they were unable to stop at any store between where Ray's place is, because stores are open on
Like
Sunday
a CVS. You could go into a CVS and get a belt.
Pretty much.
now.
Well,
Or-
to
and a
be
shirt.
fair, John, you know the area, so it's very, very.
No, Monique's
suburban.
right. It is so
It is.
away from everything. I've
It
been up
really
there in that
is.
north now.
It
You
really
can't
is.
find a 7-Eleven, you can't find a gas
Wow.
station.
I mean, maybe you
losing,
can
like,
get like a
reception,
super
cell phone
specialty store on the main drag in
Monique's
Port
right.
Wash.
Where they are, and you know them, the further away from the riffraff. There's no 7-Eleven there. There's no diners. There's no CVS.
So-
They can't. There's as
man.
north as you can go, almost like where Jackie lives, but
Yeah.
like east of it or
Wow.
slightly west.
And plus, you know, you're fully dressed. You're going to a thing. Who wants to do that? I mean, and honestly, I would genuinely be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed.
Oh, bro. 2 words. Boo hoo.
Oh, believe me, I know, but this is what content makes for Xavier. This is what we're doing
This is it.
tonight.
This is
yes,
content.
boo-hoo.
No. I love a good train wreck. It's just like the absurd scenarios that these guys put themselves in. It's just like-
David C said it up there before. He also thinks this is like rock and roll, like it's some grunge attempt, like some Hot Topic blackface.
didn't have a
that he is
belt,
the song.
Robin.
He loves this. He loves every minute of it. You know how calculated he is? You don't think he knows what he's doing with this bullshit?
I just don't think he knows what he's doing.
I don't think he knows what he's doing. He
There's
sounds
too
pretty
many
senile.
people involved in his fucking look to not get this right.
So many people are circling his orbit to help him that the fact that he can walk out the door with like some shitty thermal,
Yep.
a way too hot cashmere sweater, and dirty jeans with no belt is what he packs for himself. Like, is he that feeble?
Yep.
Is he
Well,
that?
that's what he wants people to.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you. I
don't
just.
know.
Exactly what he
It's looking
wants.
pretty
He wants
feeble.
people to
It's
think he's
not
a
the flex he
defenseless
thinks he is.
embryo.
It is, though. It's so not a flex. It's so not something that you should be proud of by any stretch of the imagination, though. No.
Somebody in the
at
chat
this, no,
last
at
week.
this point, he's made abundantly clear that he's helpless, by choice.
Yeah, somebody in the chat last week, I don't know, if it was Dorian Morgan or Affy, someone like that, or Brizzo. It was like, this is his way of, this is the rich guy brag. This is, he doesn't bring up his money. He doesn't bring up any of his assets or what he has or talk about all the, this is the way to rich guy brag, that I don't need to do any of this stuff.
I
Somebody's
have
dotting
people
all my
that
I's.
do this
I have
for
pe-
me.
Yes.
But this time, not
literally
so
one.
much, apparently. Apparently,
not so
not so much. River, I'll almost give it to Howard for this show. He let out more than he has in a long time. It wasn't a funny show, but it was more honest than what we've gotten in a while. I
Well,
never
our
felt
expectations are so lowered, River. that's
annoyed,
why
really. Yeah, and I think he's just throwing us some stupid bone before he goes on vacation for 2 months. This is, his way of opening up and being
'Cause he has
real
nothing
with
else.
his fans or something like that. So apparently when he gets to said brunch, because apparently we're now skipping over the wedding and going directly to the after party or the brunch thing, and even his kids were like embarrassed for him. Like his kids were embarrassed for him, and they tried to change him and make him look better. And I just find this to be a really weird scenario that was going on at the brunch here.
I bought you 50 T-shirts for Christmas. The John Varvatos new line.
I know.
Shame on you.
I know.
So then he's overheated and he's eating his omelet, and I look at him and he's all dewy and miserable. People are talking. He was ignoring them. Even if you weren't going to go to
see?
brunch, I
Of
was
course.
There was a little
overheated
jump
and
here.
he's
Yeah, there was a jump.
There was a jump. We don't know why. Let's listen again, just in case anybody has like any
Okay.
prognostications as to what happened here. Here we go.
eating his omelet, and I look at him and he's all dewy and miserable. People are talking. He was ignoring them. Even if you weren't going to go to
Yeah, see,
He was ignoring Allison.
people were talking to him. He was ignoring them, and
It was
I
a
don't
person.
know what else. Yeah,
Allison.
Probably like a specific person.
His ex-wife. He's ignoring his ex-wife.
Someone. I mean, it was definitely
Someone.
a specific
Someone
person.
mentionable. Yeah, that's we're not going to hear.
exactly.
I'm saying Allison.
She who will not be named. Here we go.
brunch. I was
course.
already, and it was the grass is wet. I'm traipsing through the grass,
no.
and I see the Sprinter van, and I see like this commotion behind the van, multiple people.
He loves it. He
and I
loves
knew
this.
that he went to the van, so I round the corner. I finally get there, and you're standing there with Emily, Deborah, your son-in-laws, the driver.
Everyone's trying to put me together.
They're tucking in the nightshirt that he had just slept in.
Yeah, they were trying to
Tucking
make it look like a look,
I
you know.
mean,
Like
Yeah.
you meant to wear it.
Why? Why is this
Because
happening?
he's an infant. He wants to be an infant.
So in the comments, it was he moved on me. Shellback's Club. He's he's calling it Howard Hughes. No. Howard Hughes was a brilliant man that just wanted to be a recluse. This is an imbecile that wants to look cool. There's a
It's
big
more so of
difference
a
between
cool
the two.
factor than anything
Right.
else.
And granted, Howard Hughes, because I've done deep dives into him because I was always been fascinated by him. He did have some mental issues as he got older, and he just decided to be like a smelly, dirty, stinky, filthy man whose nails literally were so long they curled.
Right.
And he wanted to be left alone, and he was. And you never saw him again after he left the
And Howard's the
public eye.
opposite. Howard
Yeah, Howard's
wants,
the opposite. He wants
needs
to be
the
seen.
attention.
But can you see this?
Thirsty.
Can you see what's going on? Can you see his daughters trying to make him look at least presentable because he was probably such wreckage? I just can't even imagine. Seriously,
they're
I just-
embarrassing. And he's
I want to
embarrassing.
hear what they say when he's not around after
Embarrassing.
that. What they have a group text with each other.
you?
Oh, hello there, Bon Jovial.
Speaking of needing the attention, you think that's a dress? This is a dress.
cool. Now we have a new Kids on the Block copyright.
No, all I heard was public domain.
No.
Give that a rest.
I will
guys.
bet you.
Give that a
an
rest,
Australian
guys. I
dollar
changed
that
the
will be a
pitch
takedown
and
because of that.
I changed the
He's
pitch
smart
and I
like
sped
that.
it up.
That's what
you guys.
didn't we do that last time? How'd that
You
work
guys
out?
See,
You
okay, but
definitely sped
is
it
that
up.
not a
It's not long
perfect
enough
dress?
either.
It's
Yes.
navy.
Why isn't it red? Why
It's
isn't it orange?
normal. It just has a
Yeah,
nice
why wasn't
little
it red,
pop
Mo?
to it. It was so cute. See, that's the
That's
kind
good.
of
Why
dress
wasn't it white
that
with
you
red
wear.
polka dots?
Exactly.
The brilliant thing is your dance moves hit every Donnie Wahlberg note. In that. That's how good that was. You
Yes,
set it
but
up.
instead you get this. That's what you
Oofa.
get. I mean, listen, I'm going to give her all the credit in the world. That dress fits her like a glove. It really does. It's just, it
Her
looks
arms.
Like a
lovely.
driving glove.
I
She can
mean,
scratch
for
your
a
toes
skeleton
standing up.
that she is,
Yeah.
she,
The DJ
She
going,
looks
ladies and
good.
gentlemen, please welcome the Skeleton Twins.
Okay, so let's move on. Let's see. Very classy, but were you wearing panties? Yes, I was. All right. And then just this little comment. Here we go.
This weekend is about my daughter. I am not about me.
My experience was this weekend was about
No,
you.
but you know,
Whoa.
The weekend indeed was about him. So then we have a
Hey.
comment. Let's see.
I like Hey Retard. Hey Retard's comment. It fits her like a sock. It kind of does.
Kind of does.
Nice Artie callback.
Kind of does. All right. Let's find out who was at his table. And this is when he talks about Robin not being there. So let's listen to this one. Here we go.
Not invited.
very beautiful song.
Yeah, it was
so it was
sweet.
very nice. And John, it would have been nice if John Mayer would have come and performed it.
Well, you could.
So apparently the song he danced with Ashley to, their Daddy and Me song, was Fathers and Daughters by John Mayer, which is so basic, bitch,
Yeah.
classic, boring.
I like when Dave Matthews did it first.
Ashley calls him and says, Dad, you know, the song I was thinking of for our wedding, and let me think of what it was.
It's Blackbird by the Beatles.
Blackbird by the Beatles, okay? And
He overthought this too.
and he
just
said,
like the moron
no, that's really not the right song because it's really about, you know, black people being freed. And it's like, who knew this? Like, who? And, you know, might not be
Way
correct for
overthinking
that.
it.
And it's like, okay, so here you are, you have a song that your daughter remembers distinctly as a father-daughter moment that you would sing it to her and it was like sweet and adorable. And you decide that it might be politically incorrect to have a song that was,
What a tool.
oh my God, it was such a shit move on his part.
Exactly.
God, it's just so awful. Okay, so let's
You know
listen.
what?
Yeah.
If you've seen Ashley's face lately, maybe Wild Horses would have been more appropriate.
Oh, snap.
Ouch.
Have you seen her nose, dude? She can smell the future with that thing, man.
All right, here we go.
Very beautiful song.
Yeah, it was
so it was
sweet.
very nice. And John, it would have been nice if John Mayer would have come and performed it.
Well, you could have called Andy Cohen and he would have brought him there for you.
I should have.
Oh, we should have invited Andy.
Yeah, we
For
should have
sure.
invited Andy and John Mayer.
And then, Howard, you wouldn't have had one bit of privacy. Thank God you didn't invite him.
No.
Yeah,
we,
you'd have been
you know
in
what?
Andy's next diary.
Our table was 10 people. It was mostly my relatives, family, my sister and
Lou
stuff.
and
Yeah,
Elaine.
yeah, and Lou and Elaine,
Yeah.
my friends. And
So it was him and Robin, his sister and her husband, Lou and Elaine. That's 6 people. Here we go.
fourth grade, and that was it. And Robin would have been there, but she could not attend. But
It was fun for me to see you and
Yeah.
Lou giggling like little boys. It was so cute.
Like two
It's-
Jews.
Why is
That was
Lou there?
adorable.
Like two Jews.
Why is Lou there? I'm really confused.
Where's
over that.
His only
Buchwald?
friend.
Dennis? Where's Don
It's-
Buchwald?
It's really his only friend.
I understand that, but that's just so weird. Over, like he said, like there was almost no family there. I'm like, over like even like cousins or something like that would still be above like a Dr. Lou. I mean,
What interaction does Ashley have with Dr. Lou along the
None.
way? Probably zero. I bet you she
Actually,
knows
well-
Buchwald really well.
I
How
think
do you
he
that-
wanted him there. I think
Yeah.
how do
he
you
wanted
think
Dr.
the
That
wedding's
makes it
being
comfortable.
paid? Does
Huh?
she think that the money tree gave the money for the wedding?
Well,
No, it was-
Listen, I'm sure he was able to invite. I would like to know who the other 4 people were.
I know, I do
at
too.
the table.
Badly.
He didn't want to
Very
say
badly.
that, did he?
Yeah. He
I have a
wasn't gonna
feeling it
tell
was
us.
Allie and Snuffleupagus.
By the way, Monique, why was it all right for Fred Armisen to play Blackbird at Howard's birthday bash?
Oh, that's
Remember he sang that for
interesting.
him? Why was that okay?
Yeah.
If anyone
You
didn't
can't
see the
dance to
birthday
it with your
bash,
daughter.
Fred Armisen performed Blackbird at the birthday bash.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hmm.
She had like a goofy thing. It
But
was
you think
unfunny.
it's her wedding? Play the stupid song. Play
Yeah,
exactly
right.
what she wants. Why would it? Okay, so this is a great clip. Listen to this one. Or not.
It was a big
Over.
weekend, and I know I'm a lot. And you're always there for me.
Oh, he was thanking
I
her.
I appreciate you so much more than any human being on this planet or anywhere else because you make my
Facial
life
beard.
perfect.
You getting emotional?
Yeah,
or did
because
you
I
just...
love you. Because I know I'm a big, I'm
You're a
nuts.
lot.
I'm nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would do it again. I would do it all over again because
I don't know that you
love
would.
I would.
Would you?
I love you.
Contractually obligated.
Isn't it fun taking
Listen.
care of me?
I know my customer. I know what I signed up for.
that's
And I know
it.
who I
But
married.
thank you. I love.
That's exactly right, Beth.
I know my
I
customer.
know my customer. I know
Or
what I signed up
The
for.
investment.
I know who I married. So yeah,
signed up for. Yeah,
Yeah.
customer, and I know what I signed up for. That sounds like true love.
true love.
True
You know,
love.
we spotted one of those iPad pin pad things. Bill, they use at the restaurants in Beth's room. So how many times did
Charging
she,
by the hour.
how many
She
times
just
did
has
she
the
turn
little
that
thing that
around?
you stick into the
She goes, "Howard,
iPhone.
The iPad would like to ask you a question. It's got the tip thing on it.
Yeah.
My customer, Beard Life, says Crazy Robin.
I mean,
I know that was just such a weird thing to say. I know my
who
customer.
says
That's
that?
Crazy
my
Robin.
customer, except the person that
Well, she's being honest.
allegedly
She is
had
being honest.
customers.
She is being
That's
honest.
the funniest hashtag, Crazy Robin. Hashtag Beard Life. That's so good.
Beard life, baby.
Oh, that's so good.
I know my customer.
I know my customer.
I know.
Yeah.
Ironically,
know
Howard
John.
is
Caddy
NJ.
about the customers.
All right, so we're just going to go back for a quick second to this because I love it so, and we need to talk about King of All Blacks. So he calls in and says this.
Oh, King of All Blacks. Go ahead, make your comment, and then that's it.
Hey, listen, man, you look good. You look good. The only, it's not a complaint, but the only thing I noticed was the shirt collar was too big.
Yep. I told you, honey. The shirt collar was too big. I was swimming in it. Didn't it look big?
I didn't want to. I think it was fine.
I didn't want
Oh,
to
I
say
looked
anything.
bad, huh?
You did not look bad.
I said the shirt collar was too. It was like a.
I loved the whole look.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew
love
that,
the
King.
whole
I
lot.
knew it.
Knows how to talk to a customer.
I'm sorry, is he actually wearing a black tie? Please, for the love of God, tell me it's navy.
No, it's a black tie.
Oh God, is this horrible? It just gets more awful as I look at it. Really,
Rebel.
absolute
Put
shit.
2 fingers in there. That's
Yeah, you're right. He's right. That's why I didn't want you to post a picture of me because I look bad.
You
How
don't
did it
look
happen?
bad. You look amazing.
I told the guys I hate shirts that are.
Customer's all right.
Ralph once made me a shirt that was so tight on my neck
Made him a
that
shirt.
like I couldn't even move my Adam's apple.
Right.
And I said I don't want it that tight, so I think they went extra loose. But it's
But
okay.
you
I
didn't
mean,
notice that in the
But
fitting?
what it is about
That's what
you
the
is
fittings
I
are
did.
for.
I did, but it was already too
You
late.
looked.
So of course, King of All Blacks then, of course, asks him if there were any black people there, and he couldn't,
I love that.
couldn't for the
favorite
life
part
of him
Might be my favorite part of the show.
remember whether or not there were any there. Like he had no idea. He
I want
had
to
no
know if the
idea.
Gentile count. Just as much as I want to know the black people count.
Might as well.
I always
Howard
wanted
is
had
dressed.
black people had
Quick
count.
question
Howard-
though: how tall you think Beth is in that picture? Because look how tall he is.
She has
looks like
insane
Well,
heels
she's
on.
got like 4-inch heels on.
Whatever
like
the
at
highest
least
heels you can
6'4"
have.
in that picture.
So he actually, he looks like an Undertaker from an old Western movie.
No, absolutely, it's horrible. So I
Oh,
pulled up a
okay.
picture just for reference. I just
Tombstone.
wanted you guys to see.
You gotta
Okay.
be kidding me.
No, I just want you to see
Oh.
what a proper vested tuxedo
Yes.
with a regular, nice, stiff collar should look like.
This
Okay.
is the Tribeca. That's so fucking.
Yeah, I know. I didn't go with that. But you just gotta take note that there is no room here. There's no room for error. Look at how nice and tight that tie is knotted there. Look at how nice the vest sits on this boy. Okay, even if you were gonna do like a spread collar, okay, if you're gonna do a spread collar, then you do like a Windsor knot, right? It's a little bit fatter, and then the collar kind of pulls out just a little bit, but still tight to the neck. This is what you're supposed to do. You, Howard, sadly, you looked like shit. You really did.
Like the attire. Anybody seen the movie Phantasm with the tall man?
Yes. Oh my God.
If you Google that, it's the same outfit. I'm not joking. Just put the tall man Phantasm.
I'm gonna look right now.
I'm not. If I'm lying, I'm dying.
He does.
Just go to the wiki to have a picture of him. He looks just like him with a different wig.
That's scary.
Right there.
Wait, hold on.
Right there on the left.
Oh my God! Wow.
It's the same suit.
Monique, did you ever see me in my Flatiron District suit?
No.
That's great. You can't take your eyes off it.
Wow.
I mean, it's horrible, honestly.
It feels like you're right on 17th Street and 6th Avenue.
It's just horrible. It is a loose collar. It's just awful. It's just awful. Wow.
Phantasm.
And to think he made such a big deal.
Oh, the fittings,
hours
time and
of
time
fittings.
again.
Exactly. You
Just
see, that's what happens
awful.
when you guys are just blowing each other instead of actually working on the suit.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, ooh.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes.
It's just awful, and shame on him. Seriously, shame on him for looking so shitty at his daughter's wedding. He really looked bedraggled. You know, I don't even know if that's
nice
a word.
One.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up right now because I'm not sure if I used it right. Let me.
That sounds good though. We'll just run
For
with
our
it.
show,
But
good enough.
he honestly does look like somebody you picked off the street. I mean,
Yeah,
he should be begging for change.
Dirty and disheveled.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, he looks like he should be cleaning windows outside of the tunnel.
Horrible. Just horrible. Okay. So let's see. Our last clip in this. Yay! Well, okay. It's almost not. It's the last clip, but it's Beth asking permission whether or not she can say the granddaughter's name. So here, let's go for that.
The line to get my granddaughter the the pasta because I analyzed it.
Can I tell the granddaughter story, the flower girl story?
I kind of did, but you'll tell it better.
Oh, you did already?
Yeah.
Did she forgot? What she forgot?
She forgot to throw the flowers.
Oh my God. We've been rehearsing. Deborah's been rehearsing with her for the past year.
Yeah.
With a little bucket.
We've been rehearsing. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah, we've been rehearsing.
They visited. They have visited, and I bet you they, did that as like a cute little thing to play with.
And that's when Peloton got messed up.
A little basket of petals. So every day they would go to the garden, they pick the flowers, they take off the petals, and can we say her name? Or have you not?
Yeah, whatever.
All right, so she's walking down. So she rehearsed with the little basket, throwing the petals, and was her.
Yeah. So,
Please rewind that.
Yeah, you like
response,
that?
ma'am.
What are the odds that the kid's name is Yoko?
She forgot to throw the flowers.
Oh my God, we've been rehearsing. Deborah's been rehearsing with her for the past year.
Yeah.
With a little bucket of a little basket of petals. So every day they would go to the garden, they pick the flowers, they take off the petals, and can we say her name? Or have you not?
Yeah, whatever.
All right, so she's walking down. So she.
That's a no. That's a hard no.
That's a hard N. Listen, I just wanted to say something to It's Kyle's and The Rock. Can you guys all crack on Beth as much as you want? But if Hal is a 0, she's at least a 6. Listen to me. I have seen her in person a few times at this point. She's definitely not a 0. She's very attractive in person, but she's just a tall blonde. So she's a tall blonde. So she will always stand out in a crowd. because she wears 4-inch heels, so it puts her out so at least like 6 feet tall.
And Rock, for a while, she was having people introduce her like Kimmel as supermodel. So once you go that route,
you got to live up to that.
Forget it. She's fair game.
I can go to West Shore Mall and I can throw a rock and hit a girl prettier than Beth.
Definitely, every 10 feet.
Not even trying. Not even trying.
No one is saying anything other than the fact that she professes to be a supermodel, a model, all these things that she really isn't. She isn't even a real animal activist. She wears more leather than Judas Priest. So, bro, come on. We're giving.
That she's just. You know what it is more honestly to me. I think she's just not sexy. Like I think she's very
definitely.
Jennifer Aniston, boyish, sexless to me.
And I don't mean this in a racial way. She's just white bread. She's
white bread. She's
not like unattractive, but she's not what she professes to be.
Yeah,
she has one purpose: is to look good. She has no other she has no other function. She has all day and all the money and all the resources in the world to do it. She should be anything but. She's no reason to not look like at least an 8.
They pretend she's something other than she isn't.
No purpose.
John, all the money and time in the world doesn't make you sexy.
I know.
It
can't
be sexy.
You can't teach je ne sais quoi.
She doesn't have sex appeal. That's
zero sex appeal.
And not only that, and like when she tried to act, she was horrible. Everything she tries they try to convince her that she was
stiff. She's not really.
Just look up, dude. I'll shut up if you disagree with me. Look up MasterCard Beth Ostrowski commercial, and after that, if you see the beauty and the talent in there, I'll shut the F up. Yeah, there you go.
You threaten people with shutting the F up, and
if I'm lying, I'm dying again, man.
It had such
see that
flow.
and not cringe.
All right, here we go.
Just straight out cringe.
I'm gonna do it right now. Here we go. Oh, fuck. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus.
You shouldn't have.
Oh, wow.
All right, here we go. Ready?
I remember when this came out.
This is very early on in their relationship.
This is when Howard was still pulling favors.
It's like 03, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. When Howard thought that her boobs were real and that she spoke 4 languages and she was a supermodel.
5 languages.
Here we go. I give it a low volume. It's okay.
Hot dogs and soda at the game, $16. Movie tickets and a popcorn.
Look at the jazz hands.
$22.
Yep.
Mints and a diet soda, $3.25. The new trick at the checkout line.
Look at the flippers.
Priceless. For a whole new way to pay, MasterCard introduces PayPal.
Wow.
The girl in front of her, the cashier,
Emily. And safer than.
Wow.
And that's when they were trying to convince her that she's an actress.
Priceless. Trick at the 25 cents.
How big are the heels?
The new trick at the checkout line.
Is that goofy actress?
Oh, yes. I know you're talking about.
I have no
idea.
Priceless.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not sure.
It is.
I thought it was Emily.
Good catch.
Movie tickets.
I didn't even know there was other people in that commercial.
$22.
The jazz hands kill me though.
Soda,
the shaking jazz hands.
25 cents.
Oh my god, that
I did that so I can get my timing. I wanted to make sure I had my timing.
Get my timing just right.
You ever see the ringside video? Just like it. There's another version of that.
Oh, is there?
There is one more version. It's just
you don't
bad.
have to find it. Coliseum says it's Kristen Shaw. Is that?
Yes, that's exactly who it is.
Oh my god.
So does Mike McCann. That's a lot of people saying that. That's so Kristen Shaw.
Oh, Gary Puppet.
I love the stuff that comes up. I love the stuff that comes up.
You know who her boyfriend is in that? Shazam.
Who?
Zachary Levi.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Oh my god, that is.
Is that Zachary? What's
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I saw it. That was he's
before the muscle suit.
Yes.
Wow.
This is such a great.
So yeah, no chips for me. Thanks, honey. Okay,
See?
You can just go ahead and dance. Hey, how you doing? Okay, good. Hey, well,
amazing.
buddy, how are you? I'd like to introduce you to Joelle. She's a big fan.
Nice to meet you.
Eric Roberts. Jesus.
Why did she ignore me?
Because he knows that you're with me, and he's engaged. So.
He's engaged? So what am I doing in Brooklyn?
Well, you're my date, and I hired a limo.
Oh, don't be stupid.
Wow.
I still like what we have.
Meryl Streep, eat your heart out.
Wow.
Wow.
Don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid.
Makes
Don't
me
be so
all proud.
stupid.
Alison Norris and Tony.
Jesus. Wow. Okay. There you go. There you go. Okay. So I think that's my last clip, but I just did want to, I know you made note of this in the listening thread, but isn't it weird that I used these exact same words last week and then all of a sudden he says the exact same thing when speaking of his lovely betrothed. So just listen and see if you can tell. See if you can tell which of the words that I used on Tuesday's show last week, and then all right, here we go.
I meditate twice a day.
Transcendental meditation.
You got to be curious about transcendental meditation. If you see someone, if you're not intellectually curious, after you see someone go and do it twice a day, it would be very strange to me. So,
who comes out with that? Who comes out with those two words that I have never heard him say before ever?
Oh
when
no,
Bobo
you didn't. Served that up on a T-ball thing for him to go. He had an entire monologue ready for it. Yeah, it was Bobo's question that triggered that.
Does Beth? I see here. Does Beth do transcendental meditation with you? I'll wait for your response.
He is the opposite of intellectually curious.
No.
The show is the antithesis of intellectually curious.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He's never said intellectually and curious ever.
In
the
never.
same sentence.
Never. That's exactly right, Dennis. Right in front of him.
So
and amazing that he would say that after I say that your wife is so non-intellectually curious that she doesn't care about going. It was about the
also.
Yeah, it was about going to the Uffizi.
Is there any worse promotion for transcendental meditation than him? So if I do this 3 times a day, I get to be like you. I get the same personality as you.
Exactly.
No thanks.
Now, I am going to say one thing in the last 5 minutes that we have is that the question is 5 minutes. Dennis looking at his watch.
I'll look at my watch. I'll time you.
So I do have a couple of clips of John's. I think some of them are relevant to what we're talking about. They total 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes. So which of these are the most germane to tonight's show?
I like the Varvatos ones because this is his origins of discovering Varvatos in 2010. And everybody, I remember reading the thread about the wedding, and everyone's asking about the scarf, and I thought I was going to wear it too. And so this is the origins of Varvatos. The other one, you decide. I don't care. You can cross over to tomorrow if you want. The other one is Robin's relationship with the kid. The kids hate her, and I believe that has something to do with her. You know, it says Robin versus the kids.
I have 5 clips. Varvatos origins, Ralph Styling, and Robin versus Emily, but all of the clips say Scarvatos.
Scarvatos is the title of the origins of Varvatos to him. He mispronounces his name. There's a King Baby reference in there. There's like a clothing line called King Baby, and it's crazy. They call him all
right, let's try a little bit. Hold on, let me introduce it because that's what we do.
Cleaning out the computer.
For the past couple weeks, you've been wearing a lot of scarves.
That's my new look.
Let me see.
I'm glad someone.
You got a scarf?
Well, here's what happened.
And you don't take it off in here?
No, it's become a fashion statement now. I was reading GQ magazine.
Yes.
And guys like Johnny Depp and all the guys, all the hip guys, wear their scarves. It's become almost like a necktie. It's like I don't even take it off. I put it on in the morning. I wrap myself up. I got my coat.
And this is with you all day?
And it's with me all day. I have it on all day, and it feels good. And then if I get a little too warm, I take it off. Ooh, rock and look.
All right.
Just wanted to
What are you laughing at, you big...
I like the new look.
Granddaughter, what are you laughing at, you big pussy? You wish you had my look.
It's cool, man. It's cool. You can take it off when you're cold too. I mean, warm.
That's right.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Anyway, so I've been wearing a scarf almost every day, and it feels great.
Oh, good. I'm
I
glad
like
you
it.
like it.
And I got a bunch of different ones too.
Ways to lap a scarf. Have you learned?
Yeah, Ralph
any?
showed me a few actually.
Yeah?
This is my signature tying of the scarf. I'm shopping on the internet now. I was on the John Varvatos website last night.
What is that?
Looking over a nifty leather man purse that might have to replace mine. And then I was looking at some scarves on there, actually. I like them.
Right.
Yeah, a little polka dot action, and very into it.
You going to continue the scarves through the spring?
Right into summer, Robin. I wear a scarf, and it's so wrong.
He was listening to Led Zeppelin when he was talking
Varvatos.
I think it's a year later he forges a relationship with him. Is that the first year he came on? It was like 2000.
Well, with AGT, it was when he.
Okay.
Varvatos. That's great. You know what? That's kind of like when DKNY was like very popular back in like the 90s. People would go into Bloomingdale's. Our Bloomingdale's buyer used to tell us this, that people, I've told the story that people would come in asking for Dickney bags.
Dickney.
You guys have the Dickney bags? All right, here we go.
I was on the website Bill Wall Leather. I'm going to get into my wallet. I'm going to get one of those wallet chains.
With a chain?
With a chain, yep.
After you laughed at Jim so hysterically?
I'm going to get one of those. I like it. On the King Baby website, I'm shopping on there. The John Varvatos. I'm going to, actually.
King Baby?
Yeah, I haven't worked up the nerve to actually pay for anything. All right. Hey, Brandano, I got to tell you something. You dress like shit. Don't be laughing at me, you big pussy. Good Lord.
I got to get on johnvarvatos.com.
What a fucking... You know what? What do you wear?
King
What is
Baby,
that? Is it like a Hartford Whalers t-shirt?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness. Okay. King Baby.
This is for another time. He said, so Brandon was wearing a Hartford Whalers sweatshirt because John Hine had to buy it for him because he's broke. The show's paying him $12,000 a year. That's his salary on the show, but he can't afford clothes.
So this is before he started having fun with the fidget spinner.
Yeah. This is Dennis. This is like 3 years before
Baby, this is so classically
just the name
horrific. This is every LA douchebag who drives a Harley, Corvette? But he's like one of those wealthy guys who lives in like Topanga Canyon, and he's like super cool and very affected, and that's what he looks like, and that's the shit he wears. Oh, I'm nauseous. I'm nauseous from this whole.
Wow.
This
person makes me ill.
I'm
like,
surprised.
Allow me to compliment you on my favorite student, Topanga, and you'll reference right there.
I honestly.
Oh my God.
I see guys rolling up in C8 Corvettes with that stuff on. I mean,
King
that's,
douchebag. Seriously, that is King douchebag. God. So douchey, all of it. Oh my God, it's so douchey. I can't even stop looking at it.
It's a great Gary fight here with it. It's such an underrated. We see the same clips over and over again on YouTube with Gary, but this is a great Howard versus Gary fight. So underrated.
Oh my God, is this awful? Look, of course.
Oh my God, that's men's stuff.
This is all men's. Yes.
I hate men. Now you know why.
I hate them all. There you go.
Throw a scarf on that sweatshirt. You look like a badass.
Tomorrow morning.
All right. You look like a slob. Why are you scarfless? Where's your scarf? Where's your Howard Stern Show scarf?
Don't even get me started.
All right, thank you. That t-shirt looks like a dress.
Actually, this t-shirt, what do you mean it looks like a dress?
It's too long on you.
Oh, whatever.
And it hangs like a dress.
It's shorter than that fucking gay scarf.
Talk about it. Johnny Depp wears one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't no Johnny Depp.
And you're a monkey.
What?
There.
Good comeback.
Great comeback. Yeah.
What am I if I'm not Johnny Depp?
Wow, he's working.
He brings up. He calls him Al Q.
Al Q.
Gary does.
All right, wrap up show. thinks Howard's gay. Here we go.
Hey, is there anybody with the balls in here to say scarves are gay for men to wear? Guys who wear scarves are very gay. It's very, very gay.
I think I said that when I asked Howard if he realized we were on the Howard Stern channel, not OutQ.
Yeah, but you were just saying that because he was goofing on you about the whole Sibian
No,
thing.
I mean I'm not a big scarf fan. I got to tell you.
Yeah, I'm not a big scarf fan.
Yeah, not as an accessory and not as something to keep my neck warm. Either way, I'm not a big fan.
I don't own a scarf, nor will I go purchase one. But do you think
wearing a scarf during the day, that's gay. That's queer.
Noticed that Howard was wearing a scarf?
I noticed it weeks ago.
You did?
Somebody just asked me and Dennis to go put on scarves, but I don't even have. I don't.
Oh, that's so funny. That's a great idea.
I have one. I can go find it.
Oh, you got to
Not
do
right
that.
now. Maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow we'll
I'm
do
in
that.
Florida. It's packed away. Trust me. It was 96 degrees today.
Pretty sure I have a few, but nothing that's accessible right now.
Sal
Okay.
makes a great Mark Harris joke in that last like 3 seconds left.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Oh, he didn't play. He just cut it off before he's.
Hey, is there anybody
wearing a scarf? Like Martha Ray at a bingo hall with that thing on.
Wow.
Hey, Ralph.
Wow.
Was the scarf thing your idea?
Okay, so I'm sorry. So Ralph calls in at the end of this wrap-up show, and he's trying to qualify Howard's scarf look. And this is very germane to today. He's very sensitive about how they work. He won't reveal their process, and they're trying to drill him on what the hell made you make him wear. Yeah, I swear to God. Listen to this.
I don't discuss styling with
Civilians.
anybody else but Howard.
Can I ask a totally separate question?
Wait, I want him to answer my question.
But hold on. Do you wear a scarf?
Absolutely. Often.
Is that your edict or is that Howard's edict?
What edict?
Not to discuss. No.
I don't wear a scarf with Howard's edict.
No, you know what? I'm not going to do it. It just sounds stupid. I'm not going to sit there and discuss how we work together. It's just not.
But why would that be wrong to do?
I just don't.
Yeah, I talk about
that. We have a way of working together, and part of it is I just don't. I don't know what to discuss. I'm not going to sit there and break it down.
Well, it was.
There's certain things that I bring to him. There's certain things that he says, "Hey, look for this," and I like this kind of thing, and so it's not specific.
But without answering, do you have a memory of how the scarf came to be?
No, I have no memory. It just appeared one day.
All right, well, it's a big issue this week. That's the only reason why I'm asking.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And I know you guys are goofing on it, but I don't know. I see a lot of people wearing scarves. I don't know why that's branded as gay now.
Gary
It is? No.
You don't,
especially from a guy who wears a big amulet around his neck. It's not that thing is such a bad thing to wear. It's just where you have it. It's very prominent. It's like.
Oh, shut up, Ralph. Really?
That's what Gary goes. You don't know it's gay, huh? Meaning he's calling them gay. It really means it.
Such a super gay. All right, we're gonna wrap up. I know that Dennis needs to get to bed. I do want to mention.
One last one, Monique. Play that Robin.
I don't
play
have
the last the second Robin. It says.
I don't
Robin
have it. I don't have it. I don't have.
The Robin versus the kids. We can do tomorrow.
I have one.
Tomorrow's nothing.
I have one email from you, and it has 5 clips on it, and I played all 5.
So
you know
everybody
what, my
out
dear?
there,
You are absolutely right. I did not send them to you. I did not include it.
So-
I will send them tomorrow. You're right.
Okay.
to everybody out there,
announce the
if you're,
vacation tomorrow.
if,
Is
if
usually
you're
the
curious
day
about
before.
listening
Should
tomorrow,
be.
don't. It's cleaning out the computer day. So basically, everything that was not good enough to play,
if he gets
the first
to it.
56 shows of the year, he's gonna play them tomorrow, maybe.
I do want to address what's going on in the chat. Just real quickly, apparently, Stuttering John is doing an interview with, is it MLC podcast tomorrow, who are paying him to be on the show. There was a little bit of a kerfuffle where Carl and Shuli thought that they would be getting an interview with him, and they were going to be paying him a couple of $1,000s, but he kind of backed out last minute, saying that they weren't paying him up front or something like that. So yes, it's Kevin Brennan and the MLC show. Although, am I crazy in thinking that he was also doing a show with that lawyer dude?
Yeah, Vince, Slimeball Vince.
And I don't know when that's coming, but
He needs a trick kicked out of him.
I'm not necessarily sure what anybody is bringing to the table, and I'm not really sure why John Melendez continues to fight with people online about something that he should really be letting go. But it'll be an interesting listen, that's for sure. And you know what? I'm sure that they will get their money's worth from all of the dabblers out there who are looking forward to this. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he cancels too. So yeah.
Xavier, great find on. I didn't realize they've been making this for like what seems like 7 years. The Jackie Martling documentary. I'm actually looking forward to that.
Indeed,
I like what I saw in the preview.
That broke today, and I was like,
Yeah, I'd like to talk to Jackie about his documentary, so maybe he'll come on.
That would be good.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. Okay, so we can talk about that thing tomorrow if it comes to fruition, and hopefully we don't have a lot to talk about tomorrow, and then
there'll be nothing
and
to
then
talk
Wednesday
I
is what?
predict he'll
Long
talk
Face
about
is on.
going on vacation.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Sarah Horsey Parker.
And again, let's go with the tie-in again to the HBO Max and Just Like That, or whatever it is, which is the second season to the, lame and not really acclaimed version of a follow-up to Sex and the City. I also happened to see that other one that was supposed to be on it, but that wasn't on it, and then she's supposed to come back. Kim Cattrall is looking all jacked up. Holy mother of God.
And they have black people now. My original criticism of Sex and the City was you're in New York City. If ever a show needed racial diversity, it was that show. You could have alienating, and it was done. It's just 4 white chicks, and now they have 2 black chicks, I believe, in that.
But unfortunately, it was very successful. So there's
it could have been more successful. If Vivica Fox, some of that brown sugar going crazy on that, I would have loved that. Crazy Robin on that show.
Yeah, well, Kim Cattrall is looking a little bit weird and jacked, and so she's in some new show, and she's looking. She's not looking her personal best, to be honest with you.
Also, good news, Monique. I found Howard leaving messages on Jennifer Grey and Matthew Broderick's answer machine in the late '80s.
Holy
Christ! Murdering 2 people.
Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh my goodness! Let me do that right now. Let me do like and subscribe right now. Let me do that right now. Let me do that right now.
Thank you.
Like and subscribe and hit the little bell, and so that you know when we're doing another show. And that's it. Thank you, Bon Jovial, for coming in for 5 seconds so that you can show me twirling in a stupid dress. That was really in slow motion. And we will see you guys on. Hey guys, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any further discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forums section. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so you know when we're doing a new show. Thanks.